Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Let me make sure everything's up and running here, and we'll get into it. Well, it doesn't look like a lot of people are here yet. Hopefully people remember we're doing it at this time. It's okay. We'll get into it. More people will show up. We're going to review Friday anyway. Make sure I got the volume down. All right, so let's run over the conference championship notes. In the NFC, we got the Rams at the Saints, and we got the Patriots at the Chiefs. The 2 seed versus the 1 seed in both conferences. And the date of the conference championship, January 20th, 2019. The number that stands out to me the most in the date numerology is 33. And I guess in the case of the Patriots-Chiefs game, the 15 stands out too because that is Patrick Mahomes' jersey number. But 33, big number, relevant to the NFL. In this case, you know, the face of the NFL, Tom Brady's in the game. Tom has that Gematria 33. These two teams, this is going to be their 37th game all time. And that is a favorable number to Tom Brady. Patriots equals 37. 37 is the 12th prime number. Again, the Patriots just valued at $3.7 billion. Recent publication. If Tom Brady and the Patriots win in Kansas City, they'll get their 16th win against Kansas City. And of course, these are franchises that have a link, Bill Polian and Matt Castle and all that. But the Patriots can get their 16th win. When you write out 16 as a word, it equals 33. 53 is also the 16th prime number. Patriots would advance to Super Bowl 53 with a W. In the playoffs, all time, the Patriots are 35-20. And if they win this conference championship and they win the Super Bowl, they can get their 37th playoff win. Again, the Patriots number, 37, the 12th prime. I'd have to imagine that would be Tom Brady's last Super Bowl. If Tom Brady wins, it's going to be his 6th Super Bowl. Remember, the relationship was 6 and 26. They're numbers that have a strong pairing. It comes from the Bible. In the 26th verse of Genesis, mankind's made on the 6th day. If you write out 6th, it equals 26. This NFL season began with the huge 26 ritual. Eagles over the Falcons. Falcons hosting the Super Bowl. Go back and see the game notes and the breakdown of that game after it was played. It was all about 26. 26 date numerology, the 26th of Elul. Been saying again and again. Remember that because the AFC can get its 26th Super Bowl this year. The Chiefs, if they lose their next playoff game, they're going to get their 19th playoff loss, modern era and all time. It's 2019. You could also argue that if the Chiefs are to upset the Patriots, which I don't think they're going to do, well, I don't even know if it'll be an upset yet. Chiefs will probably be a slight favorite. If the Chiefs did beat the Patriots, you could argue that they could potentially get that 19th loss in the Super Bowl. Notice the Patriots, they have 19 losses in the modern era. If they don't lose, they'll stay at 19 losses in the modern era. The Patriots are 10-4 in conference championship games. It's going to be their 15th conference championship game on a date with 15 numerology facing the QB with the number 15 on his chest. If the Patriots win, they'll be 11-4. And that's a big deal because we talked about what the 114th World Series had to do with this Super Bowl. Game 5 was 99 days from the Super Bowl. We predicted in July. If the Red Sox make it, look for them to win 4-1 in the 5th game, 99 days from the Super Bowl. Boston Red Sox 53, Patriots 53. So how fitting the Patriots can become 11-4 against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 2-1 in conference championships. Nothing that screams out at me either way about those numbers. Chiefs does have Gematria 31 when you flip the alphabetic order around. They could become 3-1 if they won. They could become 2-2 like 22. Football, big number there with football, 22, the master builder number, 22 men on the field. Tom Brady, his playoff stats, he's 28-10. On the road, he's 6-4. 6-4. Patrick Mahomes, 1-0 in the playoffs. 1-0 at home. Tom Brady, the big one that screams out here is he can get his 99th road win all time. Again, this rematch of the Chiefs and Patriots. It's a span of 99 days later. It's in Arrowhead Stadium. Arrowhead Stadium equals 99. Patrick Mahomes Jr. 99. New England 99. 99th NFL season. You see how Brady's at 235 wins right now? In light of this being brought up at the last game, the divisional round game, the Jewish Nobel Prize, I noticed that it has this gematria at 236. And I thought, is that a coincidence or is that a sign of things to come here? The 236th win potentially to advance to the Super Bowl. The Patriots and Chiefs also played October 14th, 1-0-1-4. That date looks a little bit like how Brady can become or the Patriots can become 11-4 in conference championships. Patriots won that game 43-40, 83 points, football 83. Tom Brady, born on August 3rd. For Mahomes, this is going to be his 19th game. And wouldn't it be fitting for his season to finish at 19 games? He can fall to 8-2 at home. New England Patriots, and the most pure cipher is 82. And I pointed these things out before last week's games, and I should have never come off the Chiefs thing. There was just too many reasons it made sense. New England Patriots, 8-2 home record. That's got some rhyme and reason to it. Vesica Piscis is also 82 when you flip the alphabetic order around, the shape of the football. This game is going to be on Brady's 171st day of his age. New England equals 171. Fitting day there for Brady. For Mahomes, the birthday is on the 126th day of his age. And I can't believe all these years have passed by, honestly. And I still haven't really figured out what 126 is all about. But if you go through my blog, you'll just see all sorts of notes on 126. I don't exactly understand what it's about, but it's a number that shows up in sports championships. It's a number that shows up. And this is the conference championship. So it is a championship game. Could be the reason that it's falling on Mahomes' 126th day. This really is a number that I have to unlock. And I know someday I will. I thought I would have done it by now. But just for all the gematria minds out there and the people trying to crack the code further, 126. It's one to get to the bottom of. If you add A through Z together using the reduction cipher, it adds up to 126. This is Belichick's 19th year coaching New England, by the way, 2019. Let's see. What jumped out? For Belichick, his upcoming playoff game this week is his 41st. With 41-year-old Tom Brady, they win in that, they advance to the Super Bowl. Kansas City does have that gematria of 41 as well. Remember, Andy Reid got that 67th win on his span of 67 days from his birthday. Reid's next playoff game coming up this weekend will be his 26th. And there's that magic number again. The AFC going for its 26th Super Bowl. Tom Brady saw a bear in the woods this offseason. Bear equals 26. The lineup with the this week's game and the coaches, nothing too crucial here. It's 307 days after Reid's birthday. That's the 63rd prime. Makes me think of how Tom Brady's trying to become 6-3 in Super Bowls. The Super Bowl will be on Reid's 322nd day of his age. That is interesting. But again, just every year I'll point out how players and coaches, they'll have these great alignments with the Super Bowl, and usually they're part of the playoff ritual, but it doesn't always mean they're in the big game. Just like how Jason Garrett, he turns 53 days after Super Bowl 53. I mean, think about how awesome of alignment that is. He's not there, but his team was a part of the playoff narrative. Robert Kraft, 31-14 in the playoffs, the owner of the Patriots. His next win is his 32nd. Kansas City equals 32, Chiefs 32, NFL 32. It is a date with 15 numerology. He could get his 15th loss, so really you could make an argument either way. But I'm just seeing the way things are stacking, it seems that more is pointing for the Patriots, especially that 99th road win for Tom. And the fact that he's 41, Super Bowl 41. Been talking about it all year before the season even began. Robert Kraft's playoff game this week upcoming will be his 46th. Tom Brady 46, Patriots 46. Remember, Brady was the 199th pick of the draft, the 46th prime. Clark Hunt, owner of the Chiefs, he's 2-5. Remember, they just broke the 25-year drought on the 25-date numerology. If he loses, he becomes 2-6, seemingly paying tribute to that number, 26. And I'm leaning towards the fact that if the Patriots are there, or even if the Chiefs are there, the AFC is going to pick it up because of how this season began with the big 26 special. But it makes more sense for Brady to get it. 6 and 26 are peas in a pod. I'll remind you, a year earlier, Nick Saban at age 66 got his 6th championship in the Falcons building, and they won with 26 points. Tying Bear Bryant was Nick Saban with 6 championships. 6th equals 26. Bear equals 26. Bryant equals 26. Nick Saban and Belichick used to coach together. So I'm favoring the Patriots. There are a few riddles that you could say, okay, well, maybe the Chiefs can get them. But I think looking better for the Patriots there. Rams, Saints. Okay, actually, before I go on to the next game, let me just pop out to the discussion. They got Clete Blakeman back, huh? Clete Blakeman, let's check it out. I know he wears the number 34. Clete Blakeman's got that Super Bowl number, the Tom Brady age. And Bill Belichick's 41st playoff game. Yeah, we talked about that, how Patriots could be 11-4 against the Saints. We'll get to it. On a 44 day, too, 11-4 is 44 prime or multiplication. Okay, let me whoop, wrong button. Let me come here to the NFC Championship. So we have the Rams and the Saints. And you know what? There's one thing that I know that I forgot to do in this decode. Oh, they played in the preseason too. That's interesting. Notice they played on 11-4. That 114 thing is really stacking up. November 4th. So it looks like this game will be so it'll be 77 days later, a span of 78. 11 weeks. I don't know why it's taking so long, but it'll be 11 weeks, 77 days. There it is. Okay, so the last time these teams met, Saints won with their magic number 45, New Orleans 45, Drew Brees 45. 45 is the 9th triangular number. Drew Brees trying to go back to the Super Bowl, which he did 9 years ago, number 9 did. That was Super Bowl 44 this year. The Super Bowl's on a date with 44 numerology. Saints equals 44. That's why I didn't come off the Saints, even though the Eagles had good numbers. The Saints were the only team that had a connection to the date numerology of the Super Bowl, which falls on a 44 date. This game will be the 76th game all-time between these teams. The 76th game. And the Rams lead 41-34. To me, it makes sense for the Rams to stay at 41 since that number has maybe I just misspoke. It makes sense for the Rams to stay at 41 wins since the number connects to the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs to pick up, or the Saints, excuse me, to pick up that 35th win, because Catholic equals 35. Again and again, we've seen the big Catholic tributes with the Saints syncing up with the Pope. As a reminder, it's the Saints' 52nd season. Pope equals 52. Tom Brady also equals 35. 35 birth numerology for Tom Brady. Tom Brady and the Patriots just got the 35th franchise win, and the Saints and the Patriots just both played on January 13th. And remember, 13 equals 99. There's nothing that really screams out at me about either team's record. If the Rams lose to the Saints, they'll get their 26th all-time playoff loss. You could make an argument that that's a reason for the Rams to make it to the Super Bowl and get the 26th loss there. Either way, the riddle could make sense, really. It's not always so perfect. It's just like how in the last round we looked at all the potential matchups with each team advancing, and we saw that with two of the potential matchups that could have worked out, like if it was the Patriots and the Colts, the Patriots could have beat the Colts in the conference championship to get their 53rd win all-time against the Colts to advance to Super Bowl 53. I mean, it looks good on paper, and you could script it that way, and it would make sense, but I'm just making the point that it doesn't have to be exactly that way. Instead, we get the Patriots and the Chiefs in the 37th matchup, which doesn't have quite as much to do with 53. So, but there are things to think about. Somebody called me up today and said, Zach, I know it's going to be the Patriots and the Rams because of the fires in Los Angeles. They said that's going to be the narrative. It's just like the year they went to the World Series after the fires. And I said, well, remember, Los Angeles did go to the World Series this year too, but they have had the bigger fires since. The one thing that is interesting about the fires being in Los Angeles on November 8th is November 8th can be expressed 11-8. Patriots is 118, so is Tom Brady. So it is a thought, you know, Rams end up in the Super Bowl versus the Patriots after the fire. But here, let's just keep going and looking more at this. The Rams are 3-6 in the conference championship. If they won, they'd be 4-6, which also looks like Patriots and Tom Brady. But they could fall to 3-7 with the loss, and Los Angeles is 37. That seems to be more true to their city. The Saints are 1-1 in the conference championship. If they won, they'd be 2-1. Jesuit 21. This is going to be Goff, his 41st game, 41. And if he loses, he'll stay at 13 road wins in his 41st game. 41 the 13th prime. 41 is the Super Bowl number. If he won, he would advance to the Super Bowl in his 41st game, and he'd get his 26th win advancing to the Super Bowl. I'll tell you what, if the Rams do make the Super Bowl, I think it's a lot easier to pick the Patriots to beat them. I think it's a lot easier to pick the Patriots to beat the Rams, just the way these numbers line up. Because, again, if the Rams did advance, they'd be looking at their 26th all-time loss in the playoffs. And I'd have to imagine that's coming in the year that began with 26. But Goff in his 41st game, losing and staying at 13 road wins, that makes some good sense to me. 41 the 13th prime, LA 41, LA 13. We just saw it with the Patriots beating the LA Chargers on the 13th. With 41 points by 13-point margin. For Breeze, he can get his 91st career win to advance to the Super Bowl. That's huge because The man who died, the former Saint, Will Smith, he wore the number 91. 91's the reflection of 19. 91, 19. Saints equals 19. From Drew Brees' birthday tomorrow to the Super Bowl is 19 days later. And remember, Will Smith, the football player who died, he died April 9th, 2016. That was a date with 49 numerology. Super Bowl equals 49, so does NFL. And from his death to this upcoming Super Bowl is a span of 1,031 days. 131. 131. Big Super Bowl number. Just like how the Patriots and Saints won on January 13th, a date that can be expressed 13/1, like 131. Notice Drew Brees, actually, scrap that thought. Drew Brees, though, his next loss, actually, I'll just say it. His next loss is his 49th at home, and if he does face the Patriots, he will be considered the home team. He could get his 49th loss in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 49, NFL 49. Will Smith's death had everything to do with 49. Jared Goff, he's now 1-1 in the playoffs. It's going to be his first game on the road in the playoffs. And that's the thing to think about with Goff and Mahomes. You know, they're the young guys. These are guys that we're probably going to see in Super Bowls in the future when Brady and Brees are out of the league. So, it's just like last week. I think there's something about the young guys paying their respects to the older guys. Drew Brees, Nick Foles, same high school. Nick Foles 10 years behind. And the old man Brees prevails. So Brees, again, he went to the Super Bowl 9 years ago. He played Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's father played for the Saints. It just seems so right for Drew Brees now to play Peyton Manning. In a way, these three guys have been the face of the league for decades now. And these young guys, Mahomes and Goff, I think they got to, earn their stripes and get a little more seniority before they're in the big dance. So, in recent years, the only QB who really bucked that trend was Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson when he beat Peyton Manning. So. Brees, his next playoff win is also his 9th. He gets his 9th playoff win. He advances to the Super Bowl for the first time in 9 years, number 9 in the 99th NFL season. Drew Brees, 99. He'd be 7-1 at home, too. Catholic, 71. Talked about that number again and again with Brees throughout the year. He set that passing yardage mark with 71,000 and some yards. Set the record thrown to the ball to the guy with the January 7th, 7-1 birthday, 71 days from the Pope's birthday. So Drew Brees and Peyton Manning have the 9 and 99 thing going. For Goff, what is interesting is this game comes on his 99th day of his age. And LA also has Mr. 99 on defense, Aaron Donald. Again, Aaron Donald equals 99. Where's number 99? Ended his contract holdout 99 days after his birthday. His birthday is 5/23, where 523 is the 99th prime. So LA does have some 99 things going. The other thing that Goff has going for him that's interesting is the Super Bowl is 112 days after his birthday. And Super Bowl is 112 when you flip the alphabetic order around. But again, we've seen things like this line up in the past and that player or that coach not make it to the big game. And I've just said, well, it just must be that way because they're part of the Super Bowl narrative. Even though they're not actually in the game, they were a big part of the narrative, which obviously Jared Goff is at this point. He's in the NFC Championship. So it is something to consider, though. The Super Bowl is 112 days after his birthday. But don't forget, Drew Brees in 2019 playing for the Saints 19, the Super Bowl's 19 days after his birthday. This weekend's game is on Brees' 6th day of his age. It's also 5 days after his birthday. It's a date with 15 numerology, 15, the fifth triangular. Sean McVay could get his 9th loss to number 9. I believe that's true for Goff as well. No, I made some sort of Oh, that's in the Wait a minute. Let me check that real quick. Let me double check that. Make a typo there, or is that right? Maybe that is right. Yeah, he's coached 2 years. That's probably right. Yeah, that's right. Or no, it would still be more than his 9th loss, though, because he has a playoff loss. So it would be his 10th loss altogether, technically. Okay. So the one thing that does stand out for Sean McVay is he could also potentially get his 26th win. And we know 26 is a big number on this season. For Sean Payton, he has 118 regular season wins right now. That could be symbolic, could be a sign that they're going on to face the Patriots 118, Tom Brady 118. Sean Payton's at 126 all-time wins right now. New Orleans 126. They need one more to get to the big dance. The game is 361 days after McVay's birthday, just before his upcoming birthday. Sean McVay, the Super Bowl will be on his 11th day of being 33 years old. For Sean Payton, this game's 22 days after his birthday or on his 23rd day of his age. 23. The Super Bowl's on 2/3. Brady equals 23 in the most Pierce cipher. The Super Bowl is also 37 days after Sean Payton's birthday. Patriots 37. From the day the Saints owner died, March 15th, to the game this weekend is 311 days later. 311. That's the 64th prime. New Orleans Saints equals 64. The Super Bowl will be 325 days after his death. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 325. Also, the Council of Nicaea was in 325 AD, which matters because that was a Catholic thing. And we're talking about the Saints. So I didn't measure from the other owners' birthdays. Again, I just think looking at that stuff can mislead you more often than not. That was one of the things that made me go for Jerry Jones last week. Not sure that matters for the birthdays of the owners. And again, the Super Bowl is on a date with 44 numerology. It's 9 years since Super Bowl 44, where the Saints beat the Colts. Saints equals 44. In terms of Super Bowl appearances, the Patriots are 5-5. They fell to 5-5 last year. Minneapolis equals 55. 55 is the 10th triangular number. It was the sack fumble caused by number 55 last year that put the game away. Kansas City is 1-1 in Super Bowls. They were right there at the beginning. Super Bowl 1 and 4, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a long time for Kansas City. And the Rams, they're 1-2 in Super Bowls. That is something I'm going to think more about this throughout the week and make sure that I'm set on the Saints Patriots. Again, if there's any team I'm going to move off of, it might be to the Rams by the time Friday rolls around. Because things like that are interesting to me. I mean, if the Rams lost in the Super Bowl to the Patriots, they'd be 1-3, which looks a lot like 13. Super Bowl 41, the 13th prime, NFL 13, 13's relationship with 99. But then again, the Saints are 1-0. The Saints could fall to 1-1 losing to the Patriots. 11 has the Gematria of 99 as well. 11's the master number. So it could make sense either way. And for the Hebrew calendar, the Super Bowl's on the 28th of Shavat. Shavat has the Gematria 65. And look at who can become 6-5 in Super Bowls. And think about how Robert Kraft just got the Genesis, what do they call it? The Jewish Nobel Prize, also known as the Genesis Prize. By the way, Genesis equals 33. They talked about it this weekend as Tom Brady got his 137th home win. Chargers 137, 137 the 33rd prime. It was a date with 33 numerology. All right, let me check out what's going on in the chat. By the way, Gematria, Derek thinks it's going to be back up tomorrow now. So I hope that's the case. Derek thinks it's going to be back tomorrow. Jonathan's talking about the deaths related to New Orleans recently. October 29th. That was a date with 57 numerology. When you write out 57, it sums to 131, like Super Bowl and championship. That was the day leaving 63 days left in the year, too. Like how Brady can go 6-3 in Super Bowls. Jesuit order, when you use the rule for S, is 63. Brady Breeze of Oregon. Hold up. Brady Breeze of Oregon? I got to look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, man. I think Ducks equals 77, too. Like how Brady's born in 77? Yeah, it does. Oh, my God. These people are the worst. Brady Breeze. Huh. Brady Breeze is 666 too when you do the times 6 cipher. Remember the thing on the side of the Saints helmet, I can't think of that word right now. It has a gematria 666, like how Belichick can get his 6th at age 66. Yeah, gematria is still down, you guys. You have to go to that solutions video that I posted and follow the steps. And I think it only works on a computer. I don't think it'll work on your smartphone. Drew Brees' mom had a suicide? I didn't know that. What's this? 2009. Oh, wow. So, okay. That was before he went to the Super Bowl. God, this stuff is sick, man. The date of this published was a date with 41 numerology too, the Super Bowl number. She died August 7th, and then the headline came. Then they ruled it a suicide November 21st, huh? That was a date with 44 numerology, you guys. Look at that. 8 plus 7 plus 20 plus 09, 44. Then they go on to Super Bowl 44, Saints 44. What's her name equal? Her name's got the 41 gematria, the Super Bowl number. And then that suicide article came out on a date with 41 numerology. God. What was the date of Super Bowl 44? That was a date with 19 numerology as well, you guys. 2, 7, 10, 19. Now we're in 2019, 19 days later after Breeze's birthday. Just take a peek at this stuff. Go back in time. $184 days, or a span of 185. Mathematics is 85. Is there something about the NFL that's 185? I forget. No. So she died on a date that could be written 7-8, and then from the day they said suicide to the Super Bowl was 78 days, and that's a Jesuit order number. Or what is it? Jesuit 78. That's what it is. If Mahomes loses to Brady, speaking of the Catholic connections, he'd be 14-5. His record. So. Hello?
Hey, Zach, I just wanted to let you know, this one guy, I saw a YouTube video. He said that every decade that a team wins 3 Super Bowls a decade. So if you look back to like the 1970s, it happens every time. And the only team that is eligible is the Patriots. And they can't win it next year because that'd be the end of the decade.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point too. That is a good point. I mean, I'm already all over the Patriots. So yeah, that's just another good point. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, man. You have a good night. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, great call. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. All right, you guys, I don't have a lot else to add tonight. If anybody else wants to call in and chime in, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to think more about just things over the week and make sure that I'm looking at this as clearly as possible. But I mean, I'm feeling Patriots and Saints. So again, if I'm going to move on a team, it's probably going to be the Rams, but I'm favoring the Saints for all the reasons discussed tonight. Yeah, the halftime performers are always important. Yeah, the halftime performers are important. I'll do some more digging on the halftime performance and see if that sheds any light. We'll look for that for Friday. And again, I want you guys to do this work too. You got to get in the habit of doing it. You know, just never know what happens in the world. I might not be here one day. Then it's going to be up to you. So. The number to call in is 509-731-0567. 509-731-0567. Thanks, Y. Is today the 1-year anniversary of the Minnesota Miracle? Funny. I didn't know about the death of Drew Brees' mom until just tonight. I wasn't aware of that. So. All right, you guys. Let's wrap it up tonight. We've done like in the last 4 or 5 days, we've probably been on here for like 12 plus hours. We don't need to overkill it tonight. We've looked at the majority of the nuggets. We'll be back Friday at the same time. We'll spend a little bit more time on it, that decode, but I think we're in good shape. So, and I'll just throw out this thought out there. Again, somebody asked about it last time. They said, well, why not have another Boston and LA championship in light of the way it's synced up with the World Series? And it is a thought, but to me, if they do that, that's just like the kind of thing that starts to become too obvious to the casual sports fan. Like, what are the odds of this? And remember, the abbreviation for LA is also the abbreviation for the state of Louisiana, where the Saints are. So I think that could be the subtle connector. All right, you guys have a good evening. And see you back here next Friday. Till next time, Truth Seeker.